You forgot about 2 days. I wanna swear Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday. You know, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You forgot about 2 days. I wanna swear Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday. You know. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are super excited to be here. Today is Friday, and if you don't know, it is Sip and Trip Friday, where anything goes on a Friday. So we are so excited for you all to be here. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Mika Diamond Media, make sure that you do so, because guess what? We got some up and coming things that's going to take place, and we're just excited. We're just excited about everything that's taking place. We got so much that's happening in the city of Houston. I'm going to give you a recap, and I'm also going to let you know if this is your first time on the Morning Tea Radio Show, you definitely want to continue to tune in with us. We've been here almost 7 years now, where it has been 7 years now, when I took this leap of faith and I said, you know what? I am going to go into a space that I am uncomfortable in. I'm uncomfortable in this space, and I just want to make sure that even though I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to get comfortable, right? And I tell people all the time, sometimes you have to just take that leap and do something that you have never done before in order to get comfortable in that space. And when I tell you, it has been a true blessing to myself and so many others. It has put me in rooms that I never imagined that I would be in, because I took the initial thing, and that was step one, by having the mental capacity to say, you know what, even though you're going into a space where something is different, something is new, this is what God has planned for you, and you have to continue to do that. And so we have an amazing guest today, that we're going to talk all about that, about a faith walk that she has taken, and she is building not only momentum and what it is that she wants to do as far as being a servant at heart, but also carrying others with her. And that is a blessing. It is a blessing to have somebody who wants to do that. So again, if this is your first time tuning into the Morning Tea Radio Show, we definitely appreciate you for rocking with me. My co-host is in the field. You may see him today, you may not, but you will see him sometime soon. But we utilize this platform for businesses and entrepreneurs, those who are wanting to enlarge their network and territory and grow, expand. So if you have an event coming up, if you have an organization, if you just want to get in a space and share your story, we definitely do that here on the Morning Tea Radio Show. Not only do we network and help businesses, we also have morning tea topics, and our morning tea topics are things that happen each and every day. They're things, as I always say, they're adult conversations. They're adult conversations. And we got a good guest today that we're going to talk to, that is, we're going to have some good girl talk. Some women talk, I should say, some good women talk. So you guys make sure that you stay connected. Make sure that you are rocking with us on this morning. I always say, your perspective can change based on the conversation. I always say I love to have authentic conversations with those who are wanting to be truthful, wanting to be open, honest, and transparent, and just speak their truth. Talk about things that they have gone through. I always say as well, you have people that are in spaces or have been in spaces, and they want to bless somebody. They want to bless others. They want to talk to others. They want to be in a space where they can feel comfortable, a safe space to have those conversations. And so that's what we do here on the Morning Tea Radio Show. So I'm going to give y'all a little recap of what's been going on with myself. So for the past, couple of weeks, I have been grinding. I've been doing a lot of work. And been meeting a lot of interesting people and discussing a lot of things with those who are wanting to grow in their own spaces, right? They're wanting to grow in their own spaces. And I love that, because we all were put here with our own plan, our own driven guideline, our own purpose. And I was sharing last night with Pretty Girls Rock, with my Pretty Girl sisters, that, sometimes God give us these gifts, and we have to ask specific questions on clarity and ask specific things on, okay, Lord, you've given these things to me. What do I do with them? Who do I connect with? Who do I not connect with? All of those different things that we love to, some of those conversations that we don't know that we should have in order to understand that we're in the space that God has appointed us to be in. Those are the things that we need to get clarity on. So I'm always excited to meet new people. Last weekend, I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I talked about it the last show that I was on. I was up for some awards. So shout out to Erica, who is the founder of Global Profit Solutions. I did come back with some hardware. I won all 3 categories. So I want to make sure that I say thank you to each and every person that voted for me, because we made history in Atlanta, Georgia. We made history. I was the first person to win 3 awards at one awards brunch. We also learned so much when it comes to profit. We learn how to make our money count. We also learn how to make sure that when we're running a business as an entrepreneur, that we're doing the necessities. We're doing the necessary things in order to make sure that we continue to build in our foundation. We continue to build and not look back and be like, oops, I've spent a lot of money that I shouldn't have spent on a lot of things because I just didn't know. And so sometimes you have to put yourself in the room and you have to network. And I love my city. I love the people in it. But we got cliquish behavior running now, right now. People feel like if they are not in a clique or they're not running with a clique, then they are not worthy enough. And so you are placing yourself in spaces that you never should have even been in. You are wasting a lot of money that you shouldn't even be spending because you just don't have the proper education. So it's always good to get someone else's point of view. It's always good to get someone else's dialogue, and listen to different perspectives, so that some of your wrongs you can go back and make right and continue to build your business and whatever it is, or even your relationships if you're not running a relationship. So myself, shout out to Charmaine, who lives in Atlanta, who made history. She was the first business coach of the year recipient for 3 years in a row. So shout out to her. She's definitely building a great business. She's building a great network, has built a great network of those who are wanting to grow and expand. I am investing into her as a business coach to be able to coach me on some things and help me in some areas that I feel like I can be better in. And you got to have that. You have to be in a space where you want to be educated. And why not go with someone that you feel comfortable with, that you trust, that you know are continuously building, and you want to build as well. So we are super excited that class starts on the 29th. So we're super excited about that. So I'm excited because I have a guest in the studio this morning. And listen, the Lord was on our side because the devil show was busy this morning. He was a little busy, but I did say, in my head, I said, you know what? I did speak to the devil and said, you are a liar. And then next, I also said, Lord, I know you're going to carry us because this has to be good, because the devil was on our trail this morning. He was on it, but we're going to step on him and we're going to keep on moving. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure that you connect, make sure that you stay connected. I am Mika Diamond on all of your social media platforms, as well as Mika Diamond Media on YouTube and the Morning Tea Radio Show on Facebook. So you guys make sure that you keep it locked. We're going to get into a commercial break. And when I come back, we're going to get into some tea gossip. I got some interesting things to talk about today. So you guys make sure that you keep it locked. We're going to get into the tea gossip. And then we are going to bring up our amazing guest today. So you guys do not go nowhere. Share the information. We are on YouTube, Mika Diamond Media. But we definitely share the link so that others can get in and hop on and comment and share in this amazing conversation. So we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, that shit strong. Where you get the chocolate drop from?
I probably
rock,
Coming through, got the pack steel. It's the Jiggity J here, yeah, I'm real. Let your boys feel me in my damn Seville. Candy red slant and my shit was trill. I come down the board, I ain't talking north.
The Dynasty Hour Show. Let us be the answer to your problems. Hosted by myself, RJ, with DP and Clarence Pierre. Every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Streaming live on 90.3 GMT Radio. Email dynastyyourshow@gmail.com. All shows will be live streamed and posted on the Dynasty Hour Show Facebook page and YouTube channel. Please like, share, support, and subscribe. And enjoy.
In the morning for every tone listening, God. I'm happy to see you here with me. Make a diamond morning till your home's gay nice. You forgot about 2 days. I'm on its way. Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, you know. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You forgot about 2 days. I'm on its way. Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, you know.
We are live back in the studio on GMTBroadcastingCompany.com as well as 90.3 GMT and Mika Diamond Media on YouTube. Excited to have each and every one of you. Make sure that you share the live, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you do not miss another show or I have so many things that I put on there in regards to motivation, afternoon snacks to inspire you throughout the day, to keep you going throughout the day, to keep you going throughout the week. And so just excited to be able to do that and share whatever God gives me to share with you guys. So excited about today. Today is Sip and Trip Friday, and it's the tea gossip segment of the show. And it's a tea gossip segment. If you don't know what that is, it's where we talk about entertainment, anything that's happening in the city, anything that's happening in the world, anything that my mother sends to me that has to do with some information that she wants me to share. So shout out to my mom, who definitely stays connected to what's happening when it comes to the entertainment industry. She know more than me. When she send me some of these things or have some of these conversations with myself, or I overhear her having conversations, I'm like, I didn't even know that was going on. And I'm supposed to be the media person. So definitely want to give a shout out to her. I know she's probably tuned in and listening, and we definitely appreciate you. So Jeezy seeks equal parenting after a limited time with his daughter, Monaco. So we all know that Jeezy and his ex-wife, I'm going to say his ex-wife, has been having these issues, Jeannie Mai, when it comes to Monaco. Now, we still don't even know what's the reason of their divorce. But what I didn't like about this conversation is he has absolutely no idea where his daughter is. So from the information that says, the vicious custody battle, rapper Jeezy claims he's only seen his and Jeannie Mai's 2-year-old daughter 8 times in 2024. We are going on 5 months, and he's only seen his daughter 8 times. So on April 16th, the distressed father petitioned in Fulton County, Georgia court with the latest terms of a custody agreement. The new documents obtained by Hollywood asked that the judge to share custody with his estranged wife, Jeannie Mai, despite not knowing where his youngest child sleeps. The filing also claims uncertainty whether or not Jeannie Mai moved away from her Georgia and California residences. More specifically, Jeezy apparently does not have any knowledge of where Jeannie and his daughter are permanently living. Now, I think that's pretty sad. Like for a parent to want to be active in their child's life, we talk about men being deadbeat dads all the time. Now you have an active participant who wants to spend time with his daughter, connect with his daughter. It's already different when you are not in the same household as your child. But to make matters even worse, now you're not in the same household, but I don't even know where my child is. In an emergency situation, I don't know if she's in California, Georgia, New York, Taiwan, China. I don't know anything about where my child is. So I think it's pretty sad of her as a woman. I could see if there was some issues when it comes to him with children, when it comes to how he was raising his daughter. But I think it's pretty sad, especially her being as big as she is in the entertainment industry, to not allow him to see his daughter 8 times in 5 months. That is sad. Okay, that's sad. Now, even in the midst of, I know some courts, every other weekend, you have at least 4 weekends in a month. Sometimes you have 5. So I can see, but to not having any idea of where your child lives, where she is, I think that's a bit much. So for those who are, and I'm a Jeannie Mai fan, like I like her. I like her mama. I like the way she raises her daughter. She keeps her in the midst of everything that she has going on. But I think it's pretty sad for her to not allow him the time that he should have with his daughter as an active parent. Now, if he wasn't doing his part, we would be talking about that. She would be talking about that. but you have a willing participant who wants to be in his child's life and he has no idea. So that was the first thing. Next, we have a Black soap opera that's supposed to be it's being filmed right now. We don't know. I think today or soon they're going to say when it's going to air. But let me tell y'all something. I thought, this is just my thoughts, I thought we already had Black soap operas. We got so much reality TV. We got Tubi that's telling everyday life stories. I was like, okay, I don't know, how would I watch like a Black soap opera? Like, I was a Young and the Restless fan for some years. Like, Victor Newman is who I wanted to marry at one time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm just like, Lord, are they going to embarrass us if they have a Black soap opera? Like, what are they going to talk about? Like, what? We got Black soap operas with Tyler Perry. We got real scenarios, real situations, real things with our culture that's happening with Tyler Perry. So it's interesting to know what's going to be the storylines for our Black soap opera. But anyway, congratulations that we now have a production of a Black soap opera called The Gates. So let's see what that's going to be. The Gates, a daytime soap opera featuring Black cast with the debut on CBS in 2025, according to those the production team. Initial reports of the series surfaced in March, emerging from developing with CBS Studios collaboration with the NAACP. According to the outlet, the forthcoming series will showcase the lives of an affluent Black family living in an exclusive gated community. Okay, I see y'all. I see what's happening. So some of the stars that's going to be, some of the cast that's going to be is legendary. Well, let me say, the mastermind behind it is legendary TV writer Michelle Vale Jean, who has more than 2,000 episodes of daytime soap opera classics like The Bold and the Beautiful and General Hospital. So let's see, maybe we're going to get some professionalism because we have some professional people that are forming the storylines, and we'll see. I just hope we don't take it there though as a culture. Come on, y'all. Like, let's have some real stories and not this catty stuff that we see in reality TV, but show some realistic stories and show the value that we have as a culture and what we actually really do go through on life scenarios, life situations. So that's going to be interesting to see, but it's coming out in 2025. So we'll have more information on that. But that's all that I have for the tea gossip segment of the show. I'm going to get into one commercial break. And when we come back, we will have our amazing guest that is here with us today. So you guys make sure that you keep it locked right here on www.gmtradio.com or 90.3 GMT on the app. We'll be right back with the tea gossip segment with our guest, Rolanda Bell. We'll be right back. We are back and we are live in the studio. And guess what? We have an amazing guest. Before we get started, I'm going to read some information on her because she is no stranger to the city of Houston. And also, she's no stranger to the things that she is doing in this season. And I'm going to say in your last season too, because you haven't stopped what you initiated. So let's talk about Rolanda Bell is an inspired speaker who has been dedicated over 25 years to outreach and evangelizing, particularly focusing on mentoring women. Her remarkable journey began after overcoming human trafficking, domestic violence, and homelessness. Despite significant challenges, including experiences as an exotic dancer and navigating street life, her faithful, driven transformation propelled her forward. Through personal hardships such as a marriage and subsequent homelessness with her 8 children, Rolanda's resilience led her to establish Sister to Sister to empower women in similar situations. By immersing herself in personal development through education, therapy, biblical studies, and entrepreneurship, she transitioned into a mentor and leader committed to uplifting others with a fervent dedication to ensuring no women endures the struggles she triumphed over. Rolanda's impactful work as a spiritual guide and mentor has left a lasting impression on lives globally for over 2 decades. Good morning, Rolanda.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you? We're gonna make sure that we are so excited to have you here in the studio. It's a blessing to be able to witness some of the work that you have done. And so Rolanda and I have met prior to today. We've met prior to today. And the good thing about relationships is even though you may be in different spaces, it's the support, even if it's an extension of your hand
Yes.
that's not close, right?
Exactly.
So I'm excited to have you here. For one, we got to get all the tea on your backstory,
Mhm.
and then also, talk about your initiatives and the things that you have done, the things that you were doing, and
Mhm.
even the goals on the things that you are wanting to do. I always say our goals, you get to the finish line, but then you extend that finish line because you have another goal, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So let's talk about that. For the people who don't know, let's give some backstory on yourself. It looks like you have witnessed a lot.
Oh yeah, I definitely used to think I was cursed for a second.
Wow.
I really didn't know why I had to go through so much turmoil.
Uh-huh.
But today I stand here in confidence
Yeah.
and thanking God for my pain.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and knowing that all that pain happened for a reason.
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't wish that bad on nobody. But
Right.
sometimes we go through things for others.
Yeah.
And this season of my life, I was able to look back at, okay, God, why did I grow up in a domestic violence home?
Right.
Why did I have to go through DCFS? You know what I'm saying? In and out my own.
So let's talk
home.
about that.
DCFS.
DCFS. What
So
is
foster
that?
care. I was
Okay.
in and
Okay.
out of
For
foster
those
care.
who don't know, yeah.
Right. I was in and out of foster care because my mom had 11 children.
Okay.
So it was pretty hard. And plus
Right.
she was married to somebody that was abusing her.
Right.
So it started way when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then fast forward, I ended up being almost like a statistic, just like with my mom.
Wow.
The same thing I saw. As much as you don't want to go in domestic violence or anything bad,
Right.
sometimes the system
Yeah.
that you come up in, it affects your life.
Right.
So
right.
then I ended up getting caught up in human trafficking,
Okay.
which led to me being kidnapped over years, and
Okay.
nobody knew where I was.
Oh,
know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Wow.
And escaping human trafficking, only to go give my life to Christ and marry, a man of God, and then go into domestic violence.
Wow.
So it just was pain after pain after pain. And in that pain, I began to cry out to God to ask him, who am I?
Right.
Why do I have to go through so much pain?
Right.
I must be great.
Yeah.
I used to say I must be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I have to go through all of this,
Right.
you know what?
Right. Right.
And that's actually how I found my purpose.
Okay.
I cried out to the Lord, and I was at the place of suicide.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't have any mentors.
Mhm.
On that journey, going through domestic violence, going through human trafficking, I was around church women.
Right.
I was
right.
around women of business, of
Mhm.
statue, because me and my husband at the time, we owned a business. We
Uh-huh.
had several companies.
Okay.
And I could not find anybody to mentor me at that time. I
Wow.
couldn't find anybody to counsel me at that time. And I had 8 children. I actually had 11, but I have 8 living, right?
Mhm.
So I had no mentor. And my mom kind of grew up like me, like no
Okay.
education, no support, no system, nobody there to educate.
Right.
So it's like I couldn't really go to my mom for the things I was dealing with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as I prayed to God about like who am I?
Yeah.
Why you put me around all these business women? Why
Mhm.
you put me in I was married to a minister at that time.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted me to go to theology, biblical studies. And I
Yeah.
was
For
like,
sure.
I was like, why are you sending me to all of this? He was like, so you would know who God is.
Wow. So how old were you? So let's back up a little bit. So and the reason why I want to dig a little deeper in this, because there are women that or young women
Yes.
or children that are
Yes.
in the spaces that you have been
Exactly.
in. And it's a different time frame now.
Yes, it is.
Right? From when you were little. Although you witnessed it,
Yes.
that became a norm for you.
Yes, it was.
And so as a child, you thought that that's what life was.
Yes, I did.
right?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
so let's go from when the mental shift took place. When how did that, and maybe you were getting ready to get into that, but how did it affect you as a young child, as a teenager, and then going into adult woman?
Okay.
The transitions. I want people to understand the transitions of your mindset when you were going through those things.
So basically, when I was in foster care, the lady introduced us to Christ.
Okay.
Now I was 6. I didn't know.
Oh,
no better,
wow.
all
Okay.
right? That was the foundation that was put in me as a child.
Got it.
When I came out of foster care, I had to help my mom raise those 8 children.
Okay, so you have 7 siblings. I
No,
mean, I have 8.
I have 11, but at that time we only had 7 at the
Got
house.
it. Got it.
All right.
Got it.
That transformed my thinking because I know I was not able to be a child.
Wow. Wow.
I had to go straight into womanhood
right.
and cook and clean while my mom
Yeah.
was working at the hospital.
Wow.
All right. Fast forward, me living a life as in a young adult as a
Right.
baby
Mhm.
at 15, not really knowing how to make relationships because I was at home being a mom.
Wow.
So I picked the wrong girls to hang
Got it.
around.
Got it.
I hung around the wrong crowd.
Got it.
And those women were the women that got me caught up in human trafficking.
You know what's so odd about, and it's not odd, what I think about when just from what you said.
Mhm.
Let's fast forward to today's time, right? And
Mhm.
I talk about this all the time, where young girls and young boys are not allowed to be children or
Yes.
be in a child's place for
Yes.
long, because you either have a single mother that is raising,
Right.
children, and she has to go to work. So
Mhm.
with that, you have the oldest or the middle taking care of
Care
the
of
of the
everybody.
youngest.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And so you get that kind of snatched away from you
Yes.
without even knowing until you get older,
Mhm.
and you look back on time, and it's like, we look at little girls and look like, why are you so grown? You don't have a choice but to be grown.
Exactly.
It's
Right, exactly.
it's a difference. So you had no choice but to raise your siblings. Okay, so let's talk about the progression to human trafficking.
So with me not being a child, I became rebellious and I
Got
wanted
it.
my freedom and
Got
I
it.
wanted to leave home
Mhm.
because I felt like being at home was like slavery.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
being abused by my mom because she needed to help, make me stern so I wouldn't do certain things with the kids,
Wow.
right? So
Wow.
I fled to the street. I ran
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And when I ran away, I didn't fully understand what I was going into.
Yeah.
And I met some girls, and that's how I got caught up in human trafficking because
Okay.
I thought they were my friends because I went to high school with these girls.
Okay.
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I
And
went to
that's
middle
typical.
school with,
That's so typical
and they were
today.
friends from the neighborhood. And
Yeah.
I just didn't know, you know
Right,
what I'm saying? Because
right.
I didn't have that education of
Right.
what kind of friends to make. So
Right.
I got caught up in human trafficking then. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Those
About
were,
what age was that?
it was like 15 when the first 2 guys had caught me.
Got it.
So it was like this has been my life.
Right.
After one pimp caught me,
Right,
the next pimp
right,
caught me, and
right.
the next pimp caught me.
Right.
All the way up to the age of 28.
When you stop human trafficking?
Yes.
Wow. That's goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
And
It
those
became a
guys-
lifestyle for
It
you.
became a lifestyle because those guys kept me locked up. I couldn't go outside.
Wow.
They would lock the house where I couldn't leave. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Wow.
And one day I convinced somebody to let me out. And when he let
Wow.
me out, I was able to, I met a guy that I told him if he didn't save me, I would die.
Wow.
And this
Wow.
guy, I just jumped in this total stranger's car and was like, I'm going to get killed
For
tonight.
life. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
don't
if you
take me with
left,
you.
if they would have found you, then that's probably would have taken
and
place.
that's what was going to
Now, did you ever, not only were you going through the human trafficking, but you were also witnessing others that were
Yeah.
with you,
Well,
right?
what was crazy is that why God was using me the whole time. I have people call me to this day to say, you was the reason I escaped human trafficking.
Wow.
Because as soon as she walked through the door, I would say run. Like she had an
Wow.
opportunity to run.
So it was from a woman.
Yes.
Wow.
It was always women. Everything that ever happened to me, it was always women. So I'm really skeptical about
Oh,
the
my
way I build
goodness.
relationships today with
Yes.
women because I've been set up a lot by women.
Wow. Goodness gracious. It's okay. I'm trying to stay right here where we at. Okay, so that's almost what, 15 years?
Mhm.
And you escaped and ran. Okay, so after you escaped and ran,
Mhm.
because there are and listen, this is happening today
To this day.
a lot.
And with girls in high school,
Yes,
girls in college.
yes. I just
their
witnessed
friends
that
are getting
story.
caught up with
Yeah.
human trafficking.
Yes. So you made that, you escaped.
Yes.
Okay, so take us from the escape to.
So I ended up escaped. This beautiful guy saw my cry,
Okay.
and he allowed me to get in his truck,
Okay.
and he took me home with him, and I just asked for the Bible.
Wow.
And I didn't know a lot about God, but I just would read that Bible and was like, if you real, come save me because I need to be saved.
Yes.
Well, this gentleman took me to his mom, and she ended up was an evangelist at a church. And he was
Wow.
like, she needs you. And she was like, okay. And I had no clue what he was doing.
Right.
I just
right.
was really terrified.
Yeah.
And the next day she took me to church and I had my little hooker dress on and I ain't lying, I had no clothes.
I mean, hey,
I didn't have no
he says
clothes.
the Lord says, come
and
as you are.
the lady took me to church and she says, tell God what you want. And I must have laid on that floor and I cried for hours and said, if you real, come in my life.
Yeah.
At that time, the guy had proposed to me. He was ready to marry me and everything. And I was
Wow.
actually trying to transform the pimp mind
Right.
into
right.
being a real
right,
man
right,
and a real husband
right.
and having
right.
a normal life. But God was
Wow.
saying no to me. He was saying, you can't do that,
Yeah.
And at that church, I was able to reach out for God and ask God to change my life. And through that church, they gave me, the next time I came, they gave me an apartment.
Wow.
They fully furnished it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that began my life with God in
Yeah.
Christ. It was really God the whole time. Everything
And what
has been
age?
God.
About what age was that?
At that time, I was like 28.
So you found God in that moment.
Yes, I did.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like even today, looking back at the time when you were actually going through the human trafficking and the times when you were abused by your mom,
Mhm.
did you see then that God was in it then?
Not now, today.
Now
I
today
do,
you do, right?
But then I thought I was cursed.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now after mentoring over 10,000, I don't know, I probably mentored over 20,000 women, not knowing
Right.
what I was doing.
Right.
God
Right.
was in everything.
Yeah. And you know what? I tell people all the time, and I'm looking dead at y'all in the camera. I tell people all the time, a lot of times when you're going through those hardship moments, of course,
Yes.
you don't see the sun shining,
Yes.
you don't see the clouds separating,
Yes.
that things are going to get better.
Yes, they are.
Until you get on the other side of things. And
Exactly.
then when you get on the other side of things, it is so good. It's so amazing
Yes, it is.
to realize God's hand in it
The whole time.
the whole time.
The whole time.
And it's a setup. And that's why I try to get people to understand if we go by the Spirit, what in Romans 12:2, where it says the renewing of your mind,
Yes.
and not, the ways of the world. If you just renew your mind every morning to believe and trust
Yes.
that this is only for a moment,
Yes.
and you are going to see
Yes.
the reason. You may not
Yes.
see it in the moment, but
Exactly.
you will see the reason. And I think a lot of people don't understand because you're so caught up in the moment.
Yes.
You're so caught up in the turmoil. You're so
Right.
caught up in the well that ran running dry when the beginning of the month is getting ready to start. You know what I
Yes, ma'am.
mean?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
if you just stay in it and trust and believe, you
Mhm.
will see how God's hand was in it, and
Yeah.
it was setting you up for something.
Yeah, and it was setting me up for such a time as this. You know what I'm saying? While I was in that marriage, the guy taught me. While I was in human trafficking,
Yeah.
I dropped out of school.
Uh-huh.
So when I got married to the gentleman that he was a minister, he was able to say, "Hey, now you can go to school." You know what I'm saying? What do you want to be?
Right.
And we list goals. I didn't have any goals. I didn't have dreams because I wasn't allowed to dream.
Right.
So many
right,
people
right.
have invaded me and trained me to be
Mhm.
who they wanted me to be. From my
Wow.
mom all the way
Wow.
to the pimps and the
Wow.
people I was around. I didn't even know who Rolanda was.
Wow.
But God blessed me with the gentleman that I married to say, "Hey, read
Isn't
these
that
books."
something?
Exactly.
He's a ram in the bush.
He was a ram in the
He
bush.
was a ram in the
He
bush.
still was an scapegoat.
Oh, okay.
Even
right.
though the
right.
marriage ended the way it did, it was an
Yeah,
scapegoat.
and it was meant to propel.
Yes.
It was, and this is so good. Like you're gonna have to come back because
Yes, ma'am.
this is gonna help some people.
It
You
really
got
is.
it
It
because
really is.
what people also don't understand is there are people that are only there for a specific season.
That's it.
That's it.
And he was there for that season of my life to mold and shape me
Yes.
into what God wanted me
Yes.
to become.
Yes.
Because all he did was gave me the direction.
Yes.
I had to apply the knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
had to go back to school. I had to do theology, biblical studies. I had to see who Rolanda was.
And you saw it from a different lens.
And I definitely did, but I was insecure for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see what God was doing.
Right.
But
right.
it took for God to take the marriage away.
Yeah.
When God took the marriage away because it was not healthy,
Yeah.
and he wanted me to do greater work,
Right.
I was about to commit suicide because that was the only good thing I have ever saw.
Wow.
That was the only
Wow.
positive that have ever came out of my life. I was
Right.
like, God, why would you take this away
Yeah,
from me?
yeah.
You know, I'm in a healthy home. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm,
Yeah,
doing
peaceful,
good.
yeah.
It was peaceful. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But I was still being controlled.
Ah.
I was just being controlled in a
different,
religious
yeah.
kind of
Oh
way.
wow.
So
wow.
I went from being captive
Oh, that's deep.
from the streets to be captive in religion.
Wow. Wow.
And I was like, God, this is crazy. It looked so different, but
Right.
it was the same.
Same. Wow.
And God wanted
Wow.
to free me from that.
Wow.
And I began to cry out to God again and say, hey,
Uh-huh.
what is my purpose? Why am I here?
Right.
It can't just be to be a wife. It can't be just to be a mother. It can't just be to be a woman. Who am I?
Right.
And I was on the verge of committing suicide.
Mhm.
And I went to a women empowerment event in Atlanta. And a
Mhm.
lady touched me and she said, you're going to be okay. She didn't even know I was going to
Yeah.
commit suicide.
Yeah.
I was going to my room to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Lay down, had a dream of the lady that she spoke over me. And when she spoke, I began to cast out demons over all the demons that was over me.
Wow.
I woke up out the dream, ran to the lady. It was over 10,000 people there. I found that lady and said, you got to help me. You're going to help me save my life today. And she was like, okay. We sat down. She said, who do people say you are?
Mhm.
I said, let's call them. I called 100 women. They was like, bro, you so inspirational. Girl, when you was in that club, you would have your Bible. Girl, when you was at church and that man
Wow.
was beating your face and you had that black eye, you would be running around that church praising God. They was like, girl, you was going through hell. And I looked at your life and said, if you can do that and still stand up,
Yeah.
surely what I'm going
Yeah.
through, I can make it.
Right.
So I was inspiring people and didn't even know. And that
Wow.
was the day I created Sister to Sister Virtuous Women of Order. I created Sister to Sister because I
Mhm.
needed a sister. I needed a mother.
Mm.
I needed somebody to inspire. But while I went and inspired women and I didn't even know I was inspiring, those women were imparting into me.
Wow. And that's how it goes. That's how God operates.
Yes, he does.
That's how. So let me ask you this question before we get into the organization and your mentorship. You were also being abused physically with the gentleman that you escaped with?
Yes.
Oh Lord, today.
I was.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the good part was God wouldn't allow him to do it. Even though we only experienced one domestic violence moment,
Mhm.
he knew then he had to divorce me.
Right.
He was like, God gave me one chance. I messed up.
Yeah.
And I had been with this gentleman for almost 17 years.
Wow.
It was my world.
Yeah.
But God said greater.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
and I had to release that relationship
Uh-huh.
because when it's toxic, you have to get help.
Yeah, you have
No
to.
matter if it's you think it's healthy because you in a church
Yeah.
or you married to a man or guy. If it's toxic, it's toxic.
Yeah. And
you
I mean,
both
they're
need help.
human still.
And we still human. We're
Right,
flawed.
right,
No,
right.
Saved and still flawed.
Yeah, saved
You
and
know what
still
I'm saying?
flawed.
So, yes.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, thank you. We're gonna say thank you for the escape. You know, not only that, but
Yeah.
thank you for positioning you what you already had instilled in you, because
Yes.
as you shared, you was reading your Bible.
Yes, I was.
You know, you just seen it from a different lens. And one thing that from us talking today,
Mhm.
you never lost sight of God being in the
No,
midst of even the
exactly.
turmoil that
Yeah.
you were
He's
going
been my
going
best
through.
friend. He's been
Yeah.
my rock. He's been my everything.
Wow.
He really has. And I know sometimes the world make it feel like he's not real,
Yeah.
but he's in you.
Yeah.
He's a part of you.
Absolutely.
He's really the you that's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are you showing up?
Man, as me now.
Yeah.
It's the original Rolanda.
Absolutely.
It's not who I thought I was or who I wanted to be.
or even who others wanted you to
or
be.
who others
Yeah.
want. It's really Rolanda now. And I'm so proud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm so encouraged to see that after all those death experiences,
Yeah.
I got back up.
Yeah. You
know
got
what
back
I'm
up. Yep.
saying? I literally
D-
go ahead.
Doesn't it make you feel like, and I'm gonna say this because sometimes people think when they see you on social media, they see you out, they see you receiving awards, they see you getting all these glamorous things, and they see the light shining. They don't feel they don't feel like we still go through. You know,
Yes.
they don't know the storyline of how we got to where we are.
Yes.
And sometimes it makes others feel like, you know, I've been in a situation of suicide. I
Mhm.
wasn't going to do anything to myself, but I did cry out to God, Lord, just take me in my sleep. I
That's
just rather
how it
be with
was.
you
That's how it
rather
was.
than
Right.
have to walk this side of life.
Exactly. Exactly.
And there are a lot of people that are out there. And
Dealing
so
with that.
you are actually encouraging others, even in just being here today,
Mhm.
that you had that moment.
Yes, I
But
have.
even though you had that moment,
Yes.
you still had God
Yes, I
within
did.
you, and you
I kept
still
God on my
you
side.
kept God on your
I
side.
kept God on my side the whole time because it's a difference when you get God when you inhale
Yeah.
and you
Oh,
have nowhere
man.
to go
Yeah.
and you have nobody to
Yes.
call on
Yes.
and you don't have a choice.
Yes.
I didn't have a choice
Yeah.
but to say, God, if you real,
Yeah.
show up and manifest in my life.
Mhm.
And one of the reasons that I want to be a living testimony to
Mhm.
women out here is because we have to be the example.
Yes.
The only God they're gonna see is us.
Absolutely.
Because God is going to use my body, my mind, my intellect
Come
to come
on,
into your life
Rolanda.
to bless you and
Yes.
say, just like God picked me up, he sent the angel.
Yeah.
That those guys were angels.
Yeah.
Even though they don't know today, you were an angel to me
Yeah.
because you stopped me from going down the wrong path.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
right,
saying?
Right.
That's
right.
what we get when we get God.
Yeah.
We get to be a living oracle of God in the flesh,
In the flesh.
on earth,
Yes.
able to mentor, inspire, encourage, uplift other women. And
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
If God did it for me, why not go back out?
Absolutely.
And pay it forward?
That's what we're supposed to do.
Yes.
That's what we are supposed to do. We aren't supposed to hold it in it. And I love
Yes.
the fact that you have your own, and the best life story is a living testimony.
Yes, it is.
The best life story, I'm gonna say the best God story
Yes, it is.
is a living testimony, because you can see it.
Yes.
You can see it in the flesh.
Yes, you can.
that you made it to the other side. So definitely want to give a shout out to Sharika Hunt Ross that is on the live. Shout out to you and everybody who was tuned in. Listen, we had technical difficulties this morning, but there ain't nothing like a Facebook Live that'll still get it for you. So if you guys, we are still recording on
Yes, we
Facebook
are.
Live, and we're also on YouTube as well. And we're gonna post the show later on today, because people need to hear this. They
Mhm.
need to understand where your passion comes from
Yeah,
when it comes to your mentorship,
exactly.
your motivation, being a
Yes.
motivational speaker. So let's talk about what's taking place on tomorrow.
So with Sister, I started a women's group
Mhm.
where you can come out and get the support that you need.
Mhm.
So tomorrow at 1 o'clock from 1 to 3, 200 West Greens Road off of 45 Freeway, you can come out for free and sign up to be a part of a women inspirational group.
yeah,
And what we're going to do in this group is we're going to have some fun.
yeah,
We're going to network with like Black Girls Rock.
yeah,
And we're going to connect with other organizations to help you get what you need.
yeah.
Whatever you need, whether it's spiritual guidance, mentorship,
Mhm.
financial stability,
Mhm.
I'm going to connect you with these women. I've met powerful women throughout my journey that I could connect you with.
Yeah.
If you come to this event, you will not just be motivated, you
Yeah.
will be inspired.
Come on.
You will know that you are not alone. It
Yeah.
is so many women that will be there that have issues. It might not be your issue, but you will be able to come be a part of a group that don't mind empowering you, sponsoring you financially,
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually, physically, and on your career. I want to be able to empower other women and say,
Yeah.
you're not alone.
Right.
Even though I had to go alone, God put people on my path.
Mhm.
I want to be that woman on your path. So the reason I would like for you to come out tomorrow is get the support. You get a sister if you don't get nothing else. You get a
Yes.
friend if you don't get it, nothing else. The young people call me Mama Ro, because whatever it is it takes to help you get on the right path as
Yeah.
a woman, I would like to inspire you to do that. And that's one of the reasons I started the women's support group, is to just support women.
Yeah.
Because we need that support. If I had the support then when I came out of
That's
DCFS,
good.
I wouldn't have went the way I went.
Mhm.
If I had it when I was a teenager in high school, I wouldn't have went the path. Somebody could have blocked that path.
Yeah.
If I would have had it when I came to church, if women would have told me that, hey, it's some bad men to come up in here.
Yeah.
Be careful, baby. The man you married, just because he looked like he served God, don't mean he served God.
Come
Not
on.
saying that he wasn't of God.
Yeah.
You understand? Because God still used that man.
Absolutely.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah.
want to show you some powerful women, including myself,
Yeah.
that can really help you on your journey.
And what I love about that is it's coming from a sincere
Yes.
servant heart.
Yeah.
One of the things that I talk about all the time is the fact that we have these events. And I'm gonna just put it out there because y'all know me, I keep it real. As people say, the young folks say, keep it 100. We're open, honest, and transparent on the Morning Tea Radio Show. Sometimes it's not the pom-poms up in the moment
Yeah.
that sustains a life.
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
It's I love the hand claps, the pom-poms, the motivation, the events. It goes beyond that moment,
It
though.
has to go beyond.
It
that
has to go
moment.
beyond that moment. Give me some tools, some people,
Yes,
some resources,
that's it.
some sincere hearts that's going to carry me beyond the 4 hours that I'm
Yes.
in the
Come
space.
on. And
you know what I mean?
And that's what sister
Yeah.
we walk with you.
Yeah.
Now I can't walk with everybody, but I
Right.
can put you with somebody that will walk with you
Right.
and hold your hand and help you do what you need to
Yeah.
do. Make sure you get that journal, that vision board, all the
Yeah.
stuff. You need a plan. You need a blueprint.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is give you your blueprint, not my blueprint.
Right.
I have
right.
to learn how you think, how you learn your strengths, your weaknesses, your talents, your gifts to make sure it's your makeup.
Mhm.
Because see, I didn't get the freedom to have that.
Wow.
To see who I was as a woman.
Right.
Now you get to see authentic. This raw.
Right.
This not who the man was,
Yeah.
the pimp was. This not who my mama was. This not who the minister was.
Mhm.
Even though God used them,
Yes.
it took me to look and say,
Yes.
what's my gifts? What's my talents? What's my
Mhm.
strengths? What's my weaknesses?
Right.
That's what I would like to give you
Mm-hmm.
individually, where you're able to take that, put it up on the wall, and become the woman you know God created you to be.
Amen.
Not who I want
Amen.
you, not what the job want, not
Or
what your
social
husband
media.
want,
Yeah.
not what the world want.
Yes.
You need to be authentic.
Yeah.
You got to get tired of being sick and tired of
Yeah.
pretending, wearing masks
Yes.
to be women that you're not.
Yes.
You was never born to be. So
I tell people that all the time. Like, remove the mask. I used to have an
Come
event with
on.
women that it was called the mask and the reveal.
yes,
And it was because now y'all don't steal that because it's coming back. It's coming back, people. Don't take it. It's coming back. No, I'm just joking. But it was a mask and the reveal because we oftentimes wear masks all
Yes,
the time.
All the time.
We wear it for social media. And as women, it's become normal. It's become the new norm where
Mhm.
I don't have to pull back the layers and show who I am.
Yes.
I can just show you what I want you to see.
Yes.
And then even if I don't want you to see this person, this is who you're going to get today because
Right.
that's who I am today.
Mhm.
It's so many Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't know
Yes.
what it is, but what I love is that this is coming from your heart.
Yes.
So I have to ask you some questions because
Okay.
there are, like we said, there could be somebody that's watching this
Mhm.
that are in the space that you're in. They're in an abusive relationship. It may
Mhm.
not be physical, it may be mental.
Yes.
They are in a situation where they have to wear the mask every day. They
Mhm.
have to sit in the first lady's seat knowing what's shaking at the house,
Come on.
knowing what's sketchy. You know what I mean? So I want you to speak to that woman who is in a space of being abused. What can you say that can assist them in this moment? We know about tomorrow, but in this moment, what would you say to them?
Trust what you feel.
Mhm.
You don't feel that way for no reason.
Mm.
You are hearing God, you are hearing yourself, and it's okay not to be happy. It's okay to want to change that situation,
Mhm.
but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Find somebody that you could trust or
Mhm.
find a stranger.
Yeah.
All right. And speak with them about the steps you need to take because there are steps.
Yeah.
All right. Anytime you practice a habit, a bad habit,
Mhm.
you'll keep going back to
Mhm.
it because you've been doing it for so long.
Mhm.
So you have to find someone that have the steps you need to take
Mhm.
and make sure you don't rush into it. Take your time.
Right.
Because just like it took a minute for you to get in that situation,
Mhm.
it's going to take a minute for you to get out that situation. But I want you to be encouraged and know that help is here.
Yeah.
You might have to take that uncomfortable step.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To tell that person that you could trust
Yeah.
or somebody you can't trust that's a stranger. God has sent them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He sure
but
will.
get help. One thing you would not want to do is continue to stay in that cycle
Yes.
because see, you don't know the damage it does to you years from now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in therapy to this day
Mhm.
because of all the trauma I experienced.
Mhm.
And I cannot be effective helping somebody else
Yes.
with their trauma if I don't heal my trauma.
Mhm.
So if you're a lady of statue, how do you be more effective if you can't be real with yourself?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you at home and you a stay-at-home mom and you don't want that your child to take that what they see you going through.
Mhm.
Because guess what? Kids do what they see.
Exactly.
So if you want to be that example as a mom, if you want to be that example as a woman, first you start with yourself.
Mhm.
Be courageous enough to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself enough is enough.
Mhm.
Today I'm going to change something
Mhm.
and I'm going to make the steps it take and reach out and get help.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's first changing your mindset,
That's it.
knowing that you are worthy, knowing that
Yes.
you are enough, and knowing that
Yes.
you don't have to sustain something that is not bringing out the best in
The
yourself.
best in
But
yourself.
I
right.
love what you said about understanding who you are
Yes.
and being your authentic self, because a lot of times as women we don't do that. We have to pick up, we have to go. We carry the pickup.
Yep.
We got to pick up and go no matter what.
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with what we're going through in the moment. We can sweep it up underneath the rug, not knowing
Yes.
that pile is getting higher
Yes,
and
it
higher and
is.
higher.
Yes, it
And
is.
when it does come from up or seep, You know,
Yes,
it's
you
a
gotta-
whole lot going
and you got
on.
to deal
and
with
you
it.
have
Sooner
to
or later,
deal
you're
with
gonna have
it.
to deal with it, and then you wouldn't want to be like me and having to do everything in a hurry.
Yeah.
Like pack your bag in a hurry, find
Yeah.
a safe place in a hurry, and it could be so traumatizing to
Mhm.
you if you don't make the proper steps. You know what I'm saying? And you can reach out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You can call Sister, Virtuous Women of Order Inc. You know,
Yeah.
go online and find us. You know what I'm saying? And give me a call, and I can help you walk through it.
Yeah.
Because you need somebody, and you
Yeah,
need somebody
absolutely.
that's strong.
Right.
You need somebody you could trust and that's reliable. Trust
Mhm.
me, make sure you could trust and they're reliable,
Mhm.
because you only end up going back if you don't have that right support system.
Absolutely. Not and trust, reliable, and consistent.
Exactly.
Consistent, because we do have those that are in for the moment. And you
Exactly.
need somebody that's in for the long haul
Exactly.
to get you to the side of health. To get you to
Exactly.
the side of mentally preparing yourself, because you'll be surprised at how much more free you will feel, the weight that will be
Yes.
lifted off of your
Yes,
shoulders
you will.
if you have somebody that can walk you through that process.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
just like you know, birthing a baby. Like, you have to go through
That
going to
pain.
the doctor.
Yeah.
You have to go through looking at the sonograms and going through and dealing with those labor pains and all of those things prior to you birthing something.
Exactly. And that's a good way to look at it. You're birthing something right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
This pain was not for no reason at all.
Yeah.
God allowed it to happen for a reason,
Yeah.
even if it was to make you a better person and make you
Mhm.
make better decisions,
Yes.
or it could be for somebody else.
Yes.
All right. It wasn't good that you was afflicted,
Yes.
but all things work together for the good.
Yes.
It will work together for your good.
It definitely will. Well, we're gonna have to have you back because listen, we got a whole lot more to talk about. We have a whole lot more to talk about. I've even been blessed. And I know those who are tuned in will be blessed as well. So listen, if you are on YouTube, make sure that you or if you're not on YouTube, I have definitely put it on my Facebook page. We had some technical difficulties with Facebook this morning. I don't know what's going on, but the devil is a liar, because if it's even one person, two people, three people that are able to get assistance,
Yes.
who are able to be helped by what we shared today,
Exactly.
then we have definitely done our job. And I'm so grateful that you found, in your heart
Come on.
that it was all for a reason,
Yes,
for
it
a
is.
time such as this. And
Yes.
even though you didn't know what your gifts were in the moment,
Yes.
now you can look back on those hard times and be like,
right. I'm
okay,
amazed.
God,
I know.
I see what you was
I'm
doing.
on fire. I'm on fire because it's amazing to take your pain and bless somebody
It
else.
is.
And you might not feel like that right now, because trust me, back then I was like, no,
Yeah.
it's overrated. Find somebody else to do it. But now
Yeah.
I get healed every
Yes.
time I help somebody
Yeah.
out. It is an inspirational
It
feeling
is.
when you're able to empower and pack somebody,
It
like
is.
encourage somebody. So I'm grateful. If I
Yeah.
don't get nothing else, I'm grateful
Yeah.
that I feel whole, that another woman don't have to go through what I went through.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And that's what, as we have talked about all show, that's why God specifically chooses individuals that he know is strong enough to be
Yeah.
able to withstand, to do what you were supposed to do when you get it.
That's it.
That's the thing. And so if he can trust you
That's it.
with what he gave you, even though it was hard, difficult, and you didn't even see the light at the end of the tunnel,
Because I didn't.
even though it's such a blessing to see, and you just have to witness it for yourself. And I encourage you that if you are in a season of turmoil, or you are in a season of doubt, you are in a
Yes.
season of uncertainty, you are in a season of unworthiness, you
Right.
feel like you are not enough, that you dig a little deep
Yes.
and see how God's hand is still in the midst of whatever that season is. Because listen, I tell people all the time, I may not have it. I may have a zero balance at the end of the month, but Lord, if you took care of the bills
Say it again.
and I'm able to sit here, I got some food in my
Yes,
refrigerator, then
yes.
that's a blessing.
It
And I think
is.
people miss those
Yeah,
small
the
moments.
small moments.
Even though you may not have it to go do this, you may not
Yeah.
have it to go do that, he still fulfilled his obligation to give you a roof, even
Right.
if it's not the roof that you
You
want to be up under.
To give you your basic
give it-
needs.
Your basic needs. And so I encourage each and every person to be able to go back and look at the blessing in it all. It's funny how even in the midst of the hardship of my brother getting killed in 2007, the amount of people who know him today because of the work that I promised.
Oh,
And I said I
amen.
was going to do,
Yeah.
being a servant and being his spirit here on earth,
Oh,
walking
wow.
and doing the things. It's blessed so many people. So many
Yes.
people know who he is who
Wow.
didn't know him
Yeah.
back then.
Okay.
And so it's a blessing to be able to see how even in that
It impactful.
it impacts even in that, it stops a young child from being in a
Yes.
gang. Even speaking at schools, it
Yes.
stops them from taking a second look, thinking that this is
Yeah.
my brother today, but
Right.
this could be my shooter tomorrow.
Come on,
You
that's
know, all of those
real.
different things. And so you have to be in a space to understand how God's hand is still in the
Inside.
midst
Yes,
of
yes.
those things. So you are a blessing.
Shoot,
You
I'm
are a
ready to
walking
go
blessing
bless.
around here.
I'm ready to go be the blessing now. I'm ready
So
to go
you
be the
guys,
blessing.
listen. This is Rolanda. She has an event on tomorrow. Give the details again.
Okay.
Listen, do you want them to call you or Ro? What you want the people to call you? I know we know you.
Everybody call me Ro.
Okay,
They call me
Ro.
Ro. You can call me
So
Ro.
y'all keep up with Ro. Ro gonna give y'all all of the information. And make sure that you be a blessing, even if you
Yeah.
can't make it tomorrow.
Yes.
If you know somebody that is going through a storm, that
Mhm.
feels unworthy, that needs somebody that's going to walk them through the
Please
process of
share.
wherever they are in life,
Yes.
encourage them to come tomorrow
Yes.
to a safe space to
Yes.
be able to assist them in their life's journey and their transition. So tell them again about tomorrow.
Okay, so we're going to be at 200 West Greens Road off of 45, and it starts at 1 o'clock and it ends at 3. We also have a Zoom. If you go on and register and you can't leave home because you don't have a way, you could register online. Leave me your email and I can shoot you a Zoom today so you can watch it live and leave questions and comments where I'm able to get back in touch with you. Or you can come to the office. I'm right off of 129 41 North Freeway, right after Greens Road. That's where I'm located, in Suite 104. Or you can call me direct at 346-888-9033, 346-888-9033, or you can reach me at the office, 346-251-4035. Either one of those ways, guys, y'all could connect me or go to my website at www.sister2, that's the number 2, sister VWOOINC.com. And also, if you want to sow a gift to any woman, I house women that's coming out of human trafficking, domestic violence, and homelessness. We take only new items. You can mail anything to the office. I'll pick it up. You can go online to donate if you like to donate and gift the woman, because I definitely want to sow into their life. I don't just want to speak, guys.
Yeah.
That's not my goal. My goal is to be like Jesus. He put something in their hand. He
Come
blessed.
on.
He fed them.
Yes.
He gave them something to drink. He healed them. I have to impact ladies' life. So
Yeah.
if I have to put her in that apartment, I got to raise that money.
Yeah.
If I have to feed her, I go buy the groceries. I put the furniture in there brand new so she can have a new beginning, guys.
That's a
So
blessing.
it doesn't matter what situation you're having, from if you're a CEO, because I've been at the top
Yeah.
and I've been on the bottom, you can still come and get mentored or be connected with mentors and inspirational or mental health, whatever it is. Come give us a shout out so we can help you with your journey.
Yes.
I wish I had somebody,
Yeah,
guys.
for sure.
I did this alone.
Yeah.
I'm here today by the grace of God,
Mhm.
and God has connected me with people like Mika, Sharika Hunt, Denise, powerful women that are opening doors for women like you and I. So come and be connected to inspirational
Yeah.
women like this that have other platforms and doors that will get you to
Yeah.
where you need to be.
Amen. Amen. And listen, if you are a women's organization, if you
Yes.
are a women's organization, even young adults, if you have young girls,
Mhm.
connect with Ro. Connect with Ro. Reason being is because she's been in all spaces through all ages.
Yes, I
And so
have.
she can understand the dynamics of the conversation. She can also be one of the things that I'm a firm believer in is also meeting people where they are.
Yes.
And not standing on these platforms like you've
Come
never
on.
been through anything.
Exactly.
And so you have to meet them where they are. And so she has. So definitely, she doesn't just want to speak. If you
Right.
have if you are do funding, if you are a CEO and you
Yes.
want to sow a seed, and I always say, you sow a seed, you just never know when your harvest will come because of that
Exactly.
seed that you sowed into good ground. And so she has good ground to be able to sow in. So you will have to come back. Like she
I
will have to come
definitely-
back because it's so much more I want to unpack, but we'll be here by 3 hours.
Yes, we will.
So we definitely will have you back. Thank you so much for
Thank you too.
joining. We're excited about tomorrow. I'm excited. Sorry, I have so much going on tomorrow that
it's
I wouldn't
okay.
be able to make it myself, but I will make it my business to sow a seed.
We're going to be definitely doing it once a month.
Okay,
ladies.
okay,
Once a month.
okay.
We'll do it once
And
a
I'm
month.
definitely going to sow a seed so I
Thank
can
you
be
so
a
much. God
blessing.
bless you.
Yeah. So, and I'm also going to put in the chat also on YouTube as well as Facebook Live. And when we share this later, put all of the information on her website, all of her contact information, the information on tomorrow. I will share the flyer as well. So you guys, we're going to continue to share. We're going to continue to inspire, uplift, motivate, encourage others that are going through a season right now. But we're also going to make sure that they know that God is still in the midst of whatever that season is. So I have a couple of events that's coming up on May the 4th. TEDx Bessie's Creek will be taking place on May the 4th. So if you are wanting to attend, we do have registration. We got vendor tables as well. If you want to attend that. Also, June the 22nd is the 10th annual Angel Surviving Cancer Prayer Breakfast that's going to take place at the Hilton Greenspoint. We have vendor tables that are available. We also have ads. Our ads are just as low as $25 to put your business or your organization. 350 people. We're reaching for 500 and we are almost to the finish line. So I tell people all the time, you definitely know, you don't know, your seat may be the seat to change your life if you just do something simple as purchase a ticket. And so if you are available on that day, I know that this is good ground to sow a seed in as well. If you want to donate, you can go to angelsurvivingcancer.org. You can purchase your ticket. You can also donate. You can get a vendor table. If you are a business owner, $25 is nothing to get in front of 350 to 500 people. We already are almost there. So if you can't put $25 in on your business, then you may want to stop and rethink some things.
You got to invest
because
into
25
yourself.
Listen,
You gotta invest into
$25 to
yourself.
be able to be in front of close to 500 people.
That's beautiful.
And be in a room with that many people that you can network. So I will say you can go again to the website, angelsurvivingcancer.org, purchase a ticket. You can get a vendor table. We do have some vendor table spots available as well. So make sure that you guys go out and do that because tickets are going to sell. We started selling tickets on March the 24th and we almost sold out of tickets before we even get to May. It's been 4 weeks. So you guys make sure that you stay connected. We appreciate each and every one of you who is on gmtbroadcasting.com. If you are on 90.3 GMT on the app, nice. Come on, get in real quick. You in the building. Come on. Yeah.
Wait a second. She left that chair right there for you.
I left it here because I said, you know what? He gonna pop in for a second. What's going on with
you know what? Let me go ahead and keep your mic.
Okay. So yeah.
This a part.
Okay.
Radio podcast. There we go.
Yeah, so we are excited. So we got Chris Noble.
And you know
What's
what?
up,
Let me-
Chris? I'm also going to a Rose event on April the 30th. So we are excited. I'll be excited to see you, Chris. I see our executive director, Miss Janice, who is on as well. We are excited about the prayer breakfast, the 10th annual. Let me tell you why we're having this prayer breakfast. We are blessing seniors with scholarships whose mothers have succumbed breast cancer. So they are going to higher education and we want to be a blessing to them as well. Going through the storm, still knowing that God is in the midst of whatever the storm is. And, they've had to deal with some mental challenges, with their mother. And so we want to be able to be a blessing to them. We also have a Halos group for those who have, witness breast cancer for the younger generation. We got the seasoned saints.
Gotcha.
And then we have the younger generation that have workshops they will be meeting. They've already had a meet and greet, but we also have that as well because they have other conversations such as how do I feel sexually as a woman after going through breast cancer, some of the things that they've had to witness and being comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
And so those conversations they need to
You
have.
know what? I'm gonna tell you something. As a man, we need to know, because when you say cancer, we automatically assume dying. You dying.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to. That conversation needs to be had because I think that as men, we still have needs. We still have wants.
Right. You don't know how to
should I
approach it.
touch her?
Yeah,
Should I-
yeah.
Is it gonna hurt? Is it, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That's
those
important.
are things that really,
Yeah.
because if you don't discuss them, they could definitely make a relationship
Yeah.
spiral down.
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we excited about Nice. Go on, tell the people what you got going on.
Oh, you know what? It's us. You know what I'm saying? We just been out in the field,
Yeah,
just
for sure.
working, just doing us. Life is
Yeah.
what they say, life
Life
in there.
in-
So,
yeah.
so we just doing what we do. It's definitely still the morning tea.
Absolutely.
Morning tea radio show.
Yeah.
I'm glad you look different. I ain't even know
my hair's a
When-
little.
when-
I got
when I came
shout out
in.
to Ambra, who hooked, people don't know, but I was in church. No, I was at an event on Monday, and I was meeting up with Brandon, and he was like, I couldn't find you. And I said, I told you where I was. And he's, I forgot you had your hair different.
Hey, when you walk into the club, you see somebody, you be like,
nah, she got a twin.
okay, that's me.
Yeah, so shout out to Amber. Shit,
So let me ask you this. Before we go, I seen you sitting in the salon and I seen you getting your hair done. You're pampering yourself.
You saw the smoke?
You took time out for yourself. So
I did. You know what? I really, one of the things that I learned at the end of, I'm going to say full 2023 was that you got to live life.
Yeah.
I so many mental struggles back and forth with emotions and different things with my mom, my sister, and the Lord was still in the midst of that. It just made me see life differently. It made me stop and pause and say, you know what? Even though I'm all caught up into life, as far as building a business, getting the hustle, making the money, paying the bills, making sure I'm here for that person, making sure I'm there for that person. Now I need to make sure that I make time for me. Even if it's the small things. When I went to Atlanta, I took myself to breakfast.
Come on,
and that was something I hardly ever do.
I was trying to eat with you. I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to eat because
I know you was all in the screen, licking the phone.
I'm chubby. I'm chubby.
That's beautiful. And that's crazy because that's what sister is about. Make sure we remember ourselves.
Absolutely.
We
that was
get
one
so
of the things. And I just say, being open, honest, and transparent. Every day I scroll and I see somebody that I know that has passed. Unexpectedly.
Definitely.
They're either sick and you didn't know it. And so it's just like you have to seize the moments. You have to understand that even though life is lifing, you still have to take that time to woosah and inhale and exhale.
You gave me chills, and I know you was trying to get off, but we might have to go just another 15
That's
minutes.
okay. It's all right.
But a lot of people don't understand. They hear death, they see people die. They, I emotionally, hey, I'm going through it. But when you experience a near death situation, your outlook on when I caught COVID, and I'm saying I was in the hospital. When I got out of the hospital, my love for life
is greater.
It was so different.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of people don't understand. They think you're being clingy. They think you're being distant. They'll think you because now your outlook on life is quality. The quality of life, just everyday breath. Me being able to sit right next to you,
it's a
and
blessing.
enjoying this moment. You know what I'm saying? It is. I'm so grateful. For this. Just this moment. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we were talking about earlier. We talked about you have to be. Sometimes when you're going through, you can't be caught up in the moment, but you have to be caught up in the blessing in the moment. You know what I mean?
And then if God give you another day, if he grants you another day, his mercy and grace, and he grants you another day, you have another day to enjoy.
You gotta smell the roses.
You
gotta just stop and smell the roses and be grateful for everything you have, every moment that you experience. Because see, somebody else didn't get that opportunity.
They didn't. They didn't. And sometimes we get so caught up into the moment of whatever that looks like. We forget. And I always tell people, listen to the whispers of God. It could be so much worse, or somebody else can have it so much worse than what you have.
I have to mentor people to tell them that, look, you got your eyes. Somebody don't have those. You got your hands. Somebody don't have those. You have your feet. Somebody don't have those. You are in your right mind. So when you be so depressed, you don't even realize you got gifts that you don't acknowledge every day. And just to have that you have your mind.
And then
that's the thing. The right mind.
Your right mind. You're not walking around here walking the streets. Do you know how many people that was great that's outside right now that's homeless?
But you know what it started with though? It started with you got the day.
Yes, just today.
You got God blessed you to see
today. That's it. One day at a time.
Once, like if you really understand that, if you really just
that's it.
If you really just think about that, you
Yes.
got the day.
God, thank you for waking me up today.
You feel that's what I'm talking about. Now that I've given you another day, now you can see Now you can breathe.
Yes.
Now you can go do some of the things that you like to do.
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna
Oh, man,
bet.
come on.
Yeah, it's.
Come on.
I told her she gonna have to come back because it's been a
Yeah.
whole.
You
it's
see,
been
but you know you give me 5.
Yeah. He told me we're gonna have to be on for another 15 minutes.
You feel me?
So we got some people. So James said, "Ain't nothing better than focusing on you. Life is too short not
Man,
to."
Yes,
And
it
I'm
is.
saying
It's
for
too short, for
many
real.
Yeah.
years,
Yes.
and people who have watched me can attest.
Yeah.
For many years,
Mhm.
it was about I would give so much of myself
Man.
for other people.
And then ain't nobody gassing you up.
Come on.
Who was I speaking to?
What?
Was that you and I this morning?
Yes,
Somebody-
we just
it's
got
been
through talking about
yeah,
the same thing.
It's one of the things that I have learned is the power of no.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
just telling
Say-
somebody yesterday, my
Yeah.
sister, I was telling her yesterday that my no is so powerful
Yeah.
because she was introducing something to me. She met somebody,
Yeah.
a lady who had this initiative that
Yeah.
she wanted to do, and she thought that we would be a good connection.
Right,
And this
right.
is what I share with her.
right.
Although we would be a great connection,
Right.
Yes.
I am not carrying people
Yeah.
in
Yes.
2024.
Come on.
You build your relationships.
That's it.
Yeah.
I worked very hard as an underground
Right.
rapper,
Right.
rapping these relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's real.
Like,
Freestyle and all
listen,
that.
you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I done navigated through this life, and
Right.
although I don't want to be connected to carry your event,
Yes.
I don't want to be connected that I gotta carry the tickets.
Or the
I don't-
business.
I don't want to
Whatever
do
it
that.
is. Yes.
So whatever your initiative is, carry out your initiative.
Yes.
And
I'ma say
and
this here
that was
with
the power
no.
of no for me.
I'm gonna say this here with no.
Yeah.
And this is so people can understand. If you ever do business with me, and I hope people really get this.
Yeah.
No doesn't mean that you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Mm.
No
that's good.
doesn't
That's
mean
good.
that what you got don't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
That no means for me that doesn't align with my value
There you
at this
go.
point
At-
in time.
in this
There you
second,
go.
At this
day,
point in time,
like you
it don't
said
align
today.
with my values.
Yes. Yeah.
And not saying that my values are above your values,
Exactly.
but my no means that not today.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Not today.
That's
That's
all
it.
it means.
That's it.
You know,
And it's
and
nothing
it's-
personal.
Because you
Yes.
never know when life circle back around.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And you're able to be
To
more
able to-
effective.
Yeah.
And you strong enough to deal
To-
with all
all
of
the-
that load.
what- that
Sometimes
come with
people
it.
want us to carry their load.
Yeah.
Man.
Now
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
your
yeah.
baggage, my
Yeah.
baggage, and all this
Yeah.
extra baggage, and it be
Yeah.
way too much, and that's what
Too
kills people.
much.
That's what's
Yeah.
killing so
Too
many
much.
of us
Yeah.
today is we're carrying too
Too much. Yeah.
Sharika
too
said
much.
rappers are like, man,
Yeah,
listen.
Come on. Come on.
When I tell you I'm back, I'm like
Look.
tougher than leather.
Already. But it's a good thing because guess what? You can see it in your hair.
Yeah,
you can see
like
it in your face. You can see it.
Yeah.
I watched
in-
those videos too, and I
Yeah.
thought that was so beautiful because as women, we be moving so much.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we be multitasking.
Yeah.
But just to sit there and get your hair done,
yeah.
get your
Yeah.
makeup done,
I hadn't done
go
that in
eat,
so long.
get a massage,
Yeah.
just woo-side.
Yeah, I hadn't done it in a very
It's
long
medicine.
time.
It's
needed.
medicine.
It is,
It's
and even the
medicine.
breath away, the time away that I went away, I
Mhm.
literally on Friday, I got there Thursday night. On Friday, I slept for 5 hours.
Oh,
Now that's
I
beautiful.
pulled those
5
curtains
hours?
For real.
5
5
hours.
hours to get 5 hours.
Five
Say it again,
hours.
without the phone ringing. Without somebody knocking on the door.
I pulled them
Jesus.
the
That
the
was
curtains
beautiful.
back.
I know
It
that's
was
right.
dark in the room, like it was 11 o'clock at night, and I was sleeping.
Man, that's good.
I had
man.
some
That's
good
That's a
rest,
blessing
some
in
good peaceful
itself.
rest.
That's good.
But yes, y'all.
Work six, and I'm gonna just say this here: work 6, go nonstop, go 6, nonstop, go 6, go 6, nonstop. 7, that 7 day,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rest.
nothing.
yeah,
And how you know that's right? Because who
Yeah.
did it?
yeah.
Go-
That's
God
what God
said
did
it.
it. That's what He said.
That's what he did.
That's what he did.
said.
That's what he did.
Yeah, he rested.
Yeah.
So it's not it's what he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying go hard 6 days,
Right.
but at least get you
One
one
day.
day.
Yeah,
Rest.
yeah.
One day
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you don't do nothing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the body not a machine.
'Cause
It
I'ma
needs
tell you
rest to
something.
rejuvenate.
That one day
Yeah.
gas you up
Yes, it
for
will.
that next
rest
6
of the
days.
week.
Yeah, yeah. It will.
Yeah, yes,
It will for
Yeah.
sure. It
Yeah.
will for sure.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah,
saving my-
absolutely.
saving my
Look,
little
we
seat.
had to look. I said he
Yeah.
may pop in. I
Yeah.
said this
You
at the
said it.
beginning. He
Yes,
may
you
pop
did.
in.
got my shugs on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But yeah, we are excited. We are back on a Friday, Sip and Trip Friday. We had a amazing guest. guest Ro, who is in the
Yes.
building, who has an amazing community event tomorrow, mentoring women. So
Can I
again,
say this here too? I know
Yeah.
I be cutting you
I
short.
know you, but you're
Always,
normal.
you
This
know.
normal behavior.
I gotta say this here, man. I'm sitting with some beautiful. I'm sitting with some
Aw.
beautiful women. Yeah. So y'all better tune in. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to this morning tea show, man. I'm honestly like I'm sitting next to some beautiful women,
Thank you.
and I just
Thank
want
you.
to say that to make y'all, man. When y'all walk out of here, I want y'all to feel like queens, man.
Yes.
I want y'all to feel beautiful. I want y'all to
Yes.
go out and operate
Thanks.
beautifully. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Give
for sure.
today your everything and make
Yeah.
sure you enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
Well, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us on Sip and Trip Friday. Again, Rolanda, Coach Rowe
I know,
is going to be
right?
there
That's
tomorrow.
good.
Hey,
I know, come on.
I'm going to just go and speak it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
it is what it is. But you guys make sure that you connect with her. We're going to put everything else. We're going to put all her details in the chat as well as on YouTube and on Facebook. We appreciate you guys. Also,
Yes,
don't
thank
forget,
you.
get your tickets, angelsurvivingcancer.org for our 10th annual prayer breakfast. Praying for a cure breakfast is taking place on June the 22nd. We're excited about that. And then also TEDx Bessie's Creek will be on May the 4th. So you guys have an amazing Friday.
This
Have an
is-
awesome weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Same place, same time, same location. Right here. Denise said, hey.
Hey,
Hey,
girl,
Denise.
Hey Denise,
Was-
even though you ain't say hey to me. Hey,
She
Denise.
said y'all.
Okay,
You're
y'all.
part of y'all.
Yeah, okay,
Y'all have an
yeah.
amazing weekend and amazing Friday. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.
I got you.